Until now, I didn't realize that my 9-year-old son is also doing time. Me, he, she, everyone I love is suffering. The months I will spend in here are times I will never be able to get back. It's gone. This is the first and last time I will be unavailable to my son. My sister did 4 years in prison, and it destroyed her kids' lives and my mother's relationship with her. When I get out, I want to be the best father I can be.
I sit in jail, a shell of a man, wondering what I could say for you to understand. If I could turn back time, my life would be different. My actions are not those of a father. So I ask myself sometime, is it worth it? Should I even bother? I swear, I love you, my child. If my heart had eyes, it would cry. I love you.
My thoughts drift to my son. I think of what he's going through now, the loneliness, the embarrassment that I've caused him, and how this will affect him in the future if I continue down this path. I listen to the children in the film speak of their pain and anger while their parents were locked up. I just don't want my son to have to go through that. I want my son to be proud of me. I've been a single father for 8 years now, since my son was a year old. My son needs to see a good example of what a man is. My son, as I look into your eyes, the pain starts to come out. The anger makes me cry, and I have to hold in the shouts. You've been pulled into hell through no fault of your own. It was my job to protect you. My failings are shown. Remember, Daddy loves you. This isn't the first time, but I want it to be the last. I know you heard this last time. Seems I'm lying on my ass. I want you to believe me, and I know I need to build your trust. I need to learn to believe in myself, so this isn't just another bluff. Remember, Daddy loves you. Remember, you are my focus. You are all that matters. You deserve some peace instead of a life in tatters.
Dear daughter, I'm tired of being in jail. I'm so afraid that I failed at being a father. I love you, my daughter, and will always be your father. I'm so afraid to cry the next time I look in your eye. I will always be your father. And this will be the last time your father will be in jail. Love, Daddy.
I think about how me being incarcerated hurts my kids and leaves voids in their lives. I think about my actions, and no matter how small, they can make a big impact on their lives. It just kills me to know that me being here could have destructive behavior on my kids. As I watched the documentary, the words of the children of incarcerated parents echoed encouragement, love, and unconditional. See how much these kids love their parents unconditionally after their parents' missteps and never turning their backs on them. Encourage me that I can reconnect with my children and that it's not too late and that there's always hope. I didn't know how to tell you, so I tried to hide it down deep inside. I was so ashamed to tell you, so I figured it was better to lie. When the truth came out to light, I wish you heard it from me, as the bond that was strong between us started to get very weak. Because of the situation, I hurt you in ways I couldn't even imagine. And as I sat back and think about it, I could have prevented this from happening. Even though you sit right across from me, not being able to hold and kiss you, I want to say I'm sorry and that Daddy loves and misses you. I promise you, honey, the man that comes out will be better than the man that came in. And I promise you, honey, stronger than ever, that this will never happen again. 750 East Henrietta Road, you know that place where you send me mail? I'm done with this place, MCF, MCJ, this place that they call jail.
I think about my kids, about how I only get to see 2 of them regularly. I have 6 in all. The problem? Visits are during school hours, while the other 4 are in school. Not only that, but most of the time I just want to touch my wife and kids, between the laughs and the jokes, and I am not allowed to. The system is unstable. It is bad to be an absent parent, yet if your kids come to visit you, what are the chances that they will follow in your footsteps? Worse is many of the dads who are in here committed some type of crime to take care of their family. I believe it is the poor who suffer the most, the ones whose income doesn't even take care of their needs. In the end, it's the kids who are stuck in the middle. I've never been the type to quickly say I'm sorry. I usually don't feel the need to. My children, I am sorry. I am sorry for coming to jail. Coming to jail is nothing new. I've done a lot of things in my past. Every time I say the same thing, let this time be my last. My children, I am sorry. What I did, I did. I am sorry to my children.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I have 6 children, and I'm behind bars. My children, I truly miss you. Roses are red, violets are blue. I put myself in a situation to be taken away from you. Roses are red, violets are blue. I had another nightmare last night about not seeing you. Roses are red, violets are blue. My children, you are in my heart. I cannot forget about you.
My son was 18 when I went to jail. He and his friends decided to join a gang. I am so glad he got out within a couple of months. He misses me dearly, as does my 10-year-old daughter and my 30-year-old son. We are very close. I am all they have, and through the grace of God, they are together with the help of my sister. They saw me get arrested and were hurt and scared. I write letters to them and send colored pictures. I pray for them. It hurts me dearly when I hear the sadness in their voices and knowing that I cannot control what goes on outside.
Our children learn from us. What they learn from us, they will teach their children. I think it is best not to hide anything from them, no matter how bad it is. They need to hear the truth so they can know the truth. I am sorry I wasn't the mother you wanted me to be. I always found the time for the things that were ruining me. Now I'm getting myself together, hoping and praying that I stay in your life. I like to turn back the clock of time to let you understand the fight within me. The love I have for you is real. I just want to be a mother again with your blessing in mind.
I am incarcerated, my mom was incarcerated, and as of now, my father is incarcerated. The film leads me to think about the way kids are treated when they come to visit their parents. I also believe that when you are a parent incarcerated, when your child knows, the child starts to act up, and that leads the child on a path to incarceration. To my baby boys, please never think I forgot about you. Stay strong and don't let my not being with you cause you to act up. I went wrong and used my mom's, your grandma's, and my dad's, your grandfather's mistakes as a reason to act out. As of right now, I want to break this generational curse. I want you to learn from my mistakes. I don't want you to make the same mistakes as I did. I love you, and please remember you have a purpose.
I am an incarcerated mother. My son does not know where I am. I feel his pain in my chest. When he asks, "Where's my mommy?" I wonder if he misses me. I cannot talk to him to tell him I miss him. I am an incarcerated mother. I kiss your picture every night, my son. I pray to the Lord to protect my prince. Are you mad at me? I am so sorry, my son. Mommy loves you. I am an incarcerated mother.
What are your thoughts on what we've been doing and your relationship with your children now?
My relationship with my kids is actually great, you know. My 2 youngest are the ones I get to see most of the time. They come through the room, visiting room, and anybody who's on the floor with me know when my kids come through the room because they're the loudest thing in there, you know. I hear them before they get through the door. It's daddy, you know, my 2 youngest girls. And the worst part about it all is that they think that this is normal. They think that this is just where I'm at for some time. They don't know that I did a crime or any of that stuff. The only thing they know is that I haven't been at home and this is where they get to see me. And anybody who's in the pit with me and stuff like that who knows and see them, you know, they always come back afterward like, wow, those are your kids. There was a lot of things in the room. They can tell, you can tell that they love you. And it's that right there that makes me think to myself that I should have been at home getting that love and not in here.
And now, how does this project relate to that?
This project right here is just something that opened my eyes to the idea that that was a fact, that I should have been home and not here.
Well, the project also gives us a chance to reach out to our children when we can. So a lot of times, kids can't make it to the visits because of the way they're scheduled. And a lot of parents don't want to bring their kids here. And this program in itself gives us an opportunity to reach out to our children and talk directly to them through these videos. And the program helps a lot for people that don't have regular visits for obvious reasons.
I said, just sometimes you can't get to see them. I mean, even if you have multiple kids or and they can't get there to whatever. I mean, it helps you get what's inside out, and to let them know how you feel, let them know that you still love them, and it's a good program, and it definitely lets you let out a lot. I mean, with my kids, I love my kids. My kids love me. And I've seen them on visits, and it was hard. I mean, they know that I'm in here. At first, they didn't, and it was hard to tell them. I mean, even I cried when I seen my daughter on the visit, and my kid's mother, she thought that she was going to be the one to break down, and it was me. I started crying right there in the visiting room. But I mean, it lets you get out. It lets them know how you feel.
Yes, I think the program is outstanding. This will be the first year that I missed my son's birthday after 9 years while we've been there. I'll be missing his first Halloween, his first Thanksgiving, his first Christmas, and his first New Year's. But I promised to him, this will be the last time. Most definitely.
I want to thank this program for letting me reach out to my daughter and let her know how I feel. Thanks to this program, she was able to see her dad in the last year. I haven't seen her. I just want to give the Literary Center great thanks for bringing this program to jail and having faith in inmates and what we can do and putting the words on paper.
Everyone here, I love my son very much. It's been hard. He's come for a few visits, and same thing, he came running across the visiting room, jumped across the table. It was hard to put him down. It's been a little harder lately because he lives over an hour away, and with school starting, I haven't been able to see him. So with this program, I've been able, it's given me a chance to reach out to him, and to kind of dig inside myself and put some feelings out there that sometimes are kind of hard to put out there, or when he is here on a visit, I'm trying to cram so much stuff into a small period of time. There's things that always get dropped, but this gave me a chance to open my heart up a little and let him know how I was feeling.
A lot of us don't know where to go to get help, and we are in here, and this program gives us the opportunity to find out, and it reaches out, gives us the resources to be able to take our kids to the plays. And as for me, I know I can't afford tickets for a play. I'm a recovering drug addict, so I'm trying to focus on my recovery first and foremost, being a mother, and I can't go out and just buy things. I have to pay for my son, and this completely, kids, they light up when they see stuff like this. And I don't know about you guys. But.
And then another thing is that I believe that it bonds a relationship between the families, the parents, the grandmothers, the children, I'm excited. I just can't wait to take my grandkids and, what I'm saying, to see this happiness on their face. First time ever seeing a play. And we wouldn't have never known nothing about this if, unfortunately I had to be in a place like this. But it's good to have something to look forward to.
This program gives me the opportunity to let people on the outside looking in look at us women that are incarcerated and get an idea of what's going on within us. I'm a single parent of 3, and I've always been there. I raised the kids alone. I did the best I could. And by receiving the help to get the tickets, to have the opportunity to take the kids to plays where otherwise I couldn't afford. You know, we really appreciate that. And it really gives the outside people looking in to realize, looking in at us, the struggles that we have and that we overcome and that we go through.
Yep, and then allowing us to give something back too.
Right.
You know, on our behalf, even though we don't have nothing, that's something like, something positive to motivate. Yeah.
With the kids, taking love.
My mom was incarcerated and she didn't have a program to take us to plays and things when she got out of jail. She did 7 years upstate. And for me, as a mother incarcerated too, it seems like I fell in the same footsteps that she did. And my father is now incarcerated. And I just want my kids to learn from my mistakes and so they don't have to end up here.
I want our kids to know that it's not okay to be here, but we still love them and we're trying to do the right thing by teaching them that we made mistakes and we can fix this and we can move on.
Incarceration has significant and long-lasting impacts on families. Rochester parents serving sentences of 1 year and under in Monroe Correctional Facility do not suffer the consequences alone. Our children lose contact with us and many times visits are rare. Our children are more likely to drop out of school, engage in delinquent behavior, and subsequently be incarcerated themselves. Rebuilding families is for us and for our children who are going through incarceration with us. We want to communicate how we feel. We want to be honest with our children, with ourselves, and that we are trying to reconnect and rebuild our families.
I am tired of being in jail, so afraid I did fail, of being a father who don't want to be bothered with. So afraid to cry the next time I look you in the eye. I am your dad, and I am tired of being in jail.
I am a father, a husband, a truck driver. I am a person with feelings. Never think I'm just passing by. What I want to tell my child, Kevin, is that life is like a roller coaster. There are lots of ups and downs. And I want you to know that every human being on earth experiences some sense of depression, and these are the downs. I want you to know the difference between highs and the false highs of drugs and alcohol that only cause pain and heartbreak. Kevin, I want to warn you about peer pressure. Kids can be so cruel, and peer pressure is a devastating trial if you don't give in to your peers. I want you to know, as your father, that any friends who give you peer pressure are really not friends anyways. Kevin, there is so much more than false highs and peer pressure, and I want to spend time with you and share what I have learned with you. Love, Dad.
The word never is a very strong word. I will never get back the 6 months that I lost with my son. Never.
I dream about a job that will let me support my family. I want to be able to be a good father. I want to be able to sit at the head of the table and spread my arms and have my family be proud of me.
I dream that my daughter will be the broken link in the vicious chain of incarceration, drugs, and addiction, which runs rampant in my family tree.
I dream not to face pain every day.
I dream that my child pursue what makes him happy and never feel the pain that I have endured.
My dream is for my children to leave this life after I do.
I dream that I'll have a good job and be a good father so that I will be able to give my family everything they need and want. I dream that my baby girl will finish school and go to college and that she will be able to have a good job.
The New York State Literary Center has a very big research component to it. And a few years ago, one of the things that came up were the effects of incarceration on the children of those incarcerated. And I think as someone who goes into the correctional facility or prisons or jails, we have to realize we're looking at mothers and fathers who are separated from their children. And as you come in here every day, when I come in every day, I can see children coming in to visit their parents. So the New York State Literary Center started doing research. I found that children of incarcerated parents can have a greater chance of becoming delinquent themselves. They act out in schools, they get suspended. Now there's a tie-in with ADHD. So one of the things that we started 2 years ago, through working with Bob Sagan of the Broadway Theater League, was to think of a program that would bring children and parents together while inmates are incarcerated, and then the bonding after. And that's really what was behind this.
Theater can play a very, very important part in bringing the family back together again. And I only have to think back to the Saturday matinees where the releasees and their families came to the theater, and they were not in the uniform that we saw them in our last meetings, but we saw them as, quote, people in our society coming with their family to enjoy an afternoon of theater. And it was so great to see them, first of all, assuming the responsibility, making the commitment, and following through for their children, to give their children something that they otherwise would never have had. And that was a live theater experience. And how proud we were to see them come to the theater with their family, to meet their families. They posed for pictures. They got a theater goodie bag, a gift from the Rochester Broadway Theater League. They were part of the theater-going community. And they were not all sitting together. They were interspersed throughout the theater, and it made them feel good. It particularly made the releasees feel very, very good about giving something very, very special back to their children and helping them to reconnect as a family. So theater serves a variety of purposes, and with our particular purpose here, it certainly has worked, and we have seen it grow because we have releasees who come to the first show, the second show, the third show. They find that there is something there that is making their family unit work together.
My oldest is 11 years old, that's my daughter. I have a 7-year-old son and a 4-year-old son. And you know, I just want them to understand that, you know, being incarcerated is not where they want to be, because it makes you, you know, feel less of a person. Like, I'm speaking for myself. I feel less of a father, you know, and I learned from my mistakes, and it made me wiser being here, though. I realized that, you know, I need my kids in my life, and I want them in my life, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to be a better father, and a husband, and you know, a son as well for my mother. And
the opportunity to take them to the theater would be important to you.
Yes, it will. It'll be real important to me because it, you know, help me be a better father, like be able to do things with my kids, stuff I wasn't doing when I was on the outside. I wasn't, you know, taking my kids really anywhere. I was always worried about myself. And this program will help me as well, and you know, be a better father figure and do things for my kids. Like, you know, I just feel like, you know, seeing my kids smile and seeing my kids happy and make me happy. And I would love to do things like that, take them to the theater so that way they can feel like, you know, daddy's around, daddy's finally doing stuff with me.
I go, you know, we really understand what you're going through and what we can help you do. And that's where the transportation came up. You know, this one gentleman goes, you know, I want to go, I can't get there. You know, well, let's do something about that. You know, and we're learning as we went through this program. You know, the first time the kids came in, and the kids are dressed and they're looking great, they have great smiles. But the mom and dad didn't have any money to buy a cookie or a bottle of water or a souvenir. So, okay, what can we do to make that family feel welcome in our theater?
The program in itself is very important.
And you have done a tremendous amount of writing, too.
Yeah, and it opened up my mind. I haven't been in school in 25 years. And, you know, did a lot of thinking when I wrote it. It was nice. And, everybody that I've met that's in the program is important.
I think it's incredible. I really do. The fact that as people are taking more time out and giving opportunities to people that are incarcerated and after, it's funny you're here from the theater. We were just, a lady friend of mine and I, she has a 3-year-old very, very close to me, and we were thinking of going to the theater, and I got in some trouble, and here I am. And I just got a letter from her today, as a matter of fact, and her daughter was asking about me where I had been, and she just said that I was away, and it was just, we got this packet when we came in here, and I was like, well, I'll be, all of a sudden, out of the blue, how things fall together like that. We were just talking a few months ago about going to the theater. Here you folks are today from the theater, speaking about people incarcerated and families after incarceration. It's just, it's very, very, it's very moving. It's incredible that you guys are putting on this, that you went through the time to apply for a grant and get the transportation and the help, and
the goodie bags.
Really good. And
the kids love the goodie
bags. So, it's truly incredible that you folks are doing this to help. And I mean, I don't have any children, but I help with a family that does, and it's very moving to me and very emotional for many of us and many more.
Well, I think it's good. It's opening doors that otherwise probably wouldn't be open to kids, young kids. I know the impact that being able to attend theater when I was a kid, and my sister, I pursued arts because of that, and so did she, from just the experience of going. I think we went and saw the Nutcracker in Cleveland. She went more than I did, but still it makes a difference in kids' lives to know, to learn the route to pursue whatever art they're into. If they can get the exposure to it young, they have a better chance of following it in high school or college settings.
One thing I have learned working with incarcerated for about 10 years is the most important thing is to provide opportunities that others just take for granted. And you reached out and said, we're going to provide opportunities, and we can see how that matters. And people want to know how to help. Provide opportunities.
Today, I am a rose that grew from concrete. Today, I am free. Today, I remember me.
I would like my children to know that I love them and that I believe in them. I know I have made a lot of mistakes, but they were not one of them.
Yesterday, I was 354-382. Today, I am an empowered woman, a mother, a survivor, a teacher, a helper, a friend, a shoulder to cry on. I cannot change today's circumstances, but I can choose the best decisions available to me and embrace the modicum of control I do have. I am determined to break away from number 354-382 and be me. I am me. I am a life.
I am the present of my ancestors. I am the fingerprints of the thorns from their slavery. I am the steps of their footprints and the hope of their glory.
I dream that all my children will learn from my mistakes and not come to jail. I want my children to be successful and be all they can be. I want them to never give up and not to let anyone tell them they cannot do something.
I dream for no drug dealing or drug taking in my family.
I dream to be an educational and inspirational grandmother with lots of love for my grandchildren. I dream to never say never.
I dream to be the best I can be, to have my family and peers be proud of me for my accomplishments, and to finally head down the right path.
I want my daughter to grow up loving herself so that she can be what she wants to in life, and know that what someone else thinks of her is nothing more than an opinion.
I have 2 children, 10 and 9. My daughter is 10, my son is 9.
I have 3 children, 2 girls, 1 is 6 and 1 is 1, and I have a 4-year-old son.
I have 2 kids. I have a 2-year-old son and a 6-year-old daughter.
I have 4 godchildren, Zanae, Zamari, Zayvon, Javon, and Brooklyn. That's my niece. Brooklyn is my niece, and My two goddaughter twins, they talk to me a lot about me going back and forth to jail, and because of myself and my decision and them waiting on me, I'm not coming back here. They are my inspiration. They're 10 years old, and I love them like they're my own.
I have three beautiful kids, 31, 26, and 24.
My name is Joyce. I have 3 children, a son 30, a son 19, and a daughter 11.
I'm Kelly. I have 3 children, 14, 4, and 2.
I have 6 children. Sierra's 29, Jasmine's 27, Nicholas is 20, Tremaine is 17, Tyree is 13, and Tabrice is 12.